Hi, I'm Richard McKenzie, co-author of Microeconomics for MBAs. This video module will be concerned with price leadership from a dominant producer. In the main, we will be addressing the issue, how might a dominant producer think through the problem of setting the price in a market filled with other smaller producers. We can turn to a graph that's taken directly from the textbook. In the left-hand side of the picture, you have the supply of a good made by a number of small producers. This is a summation of their marginal cost curves. Here you have the market demand for the good. If there were not another dominant producer in the market, the price would be set at P1 and the quantity would be Q1. However, there is this dominant producer over here that it does not play into the construction of this supply curve. This dominant producer can reason that if the price is P1, it can sell nothing, or if it tries to charge above a price of P1, then it will sell nothing because the total market demand will be fully satisfied by the smaller producers. However, if the price is below P1, say at P2, the quantity being supplied by the smaller producers will be Q2. The quantity demanded by the entire market will be Q3. Now this means that the dominant producer can satisfy this shortage over here. Or to put it another way, that at a price of P2, the quantity demanded by from the dominant producer will be Q3 minus Q2. Or we go over here and we plot this horizontal distance here, which is about right there. Now these 2 points, P1 and this other lower point, gives us the dominant producer's demand curve, which we can draw in like this. That's the demand it's going to face. That is, as the price comes down, the gap between the quantity being demanded in the market and the quantity being supplied by the smaller producers grows. That means the quantity demanded from the dominant producer expands. Well, the dominant producer faces a downward sloping demand curve as a consequence, and as a result of that, it will have a marginal revenue curve that looks like this. As a consequence of that, the dominant producer can equate marginal cost equal to marginal revenue, and it will therefore produce Q, we'll call that little d. Once it produces QD, it can then price the product at P2. At P2, quantity QD here will be equal to the gap between Q3 and Q2. The lesson to be learned here is that the dominant producer may appear to be leading the market, but it's really taking its lead from what the smaller producers are willing to do, and it's really just filling the market with units not being provided by other producers. Thank you for being with me.